Okay, we'll go ahead and get started. Again, I'm Dr. Paul West. I think you all know that by now. Great. No? Yeah, I'm sorry, Shay. So today we're going to talk about operating systems. Hopefully you've all at least heard of these, but as you'll find out very quickly, they're incredibly complex and they actually contain a lot of different features. So this class is actually kind of a tour of all the features inside your operating systems, which will give you an idea of how in general the computer works and how it puts everything together. Information security people, or I guess cybersecurity people, have to take this class because you really need to understand what's going on in the background and why certain security features are the way they are, so you can either protect your system or know how to break in, depending on which side of the fence you're on. All right. So what's an operating system? Well, turns out this definition's a little, I guess, amorphous, hard to exactly pin down. But really, it's the software that's in between a user program and your hardware. And that's going to contain a lot of different pieces of software. So first off, operating system is software. It's usually a large collection of software. But particularly, it's a software that your programs use or your application use in order to operate. So it's providing all these different services from a program that you've written, and then they'll figure out how to basically manipulate that and turn it into the hardware in the back end, which actually covers a whole lot of different aspects that we'll get to. So just looking at this picture, I think the next slide asks, okay, how hard do you think this is to code? Top three hardest?
It depends. If you want a really simple operating system, you can code it real easy and everybody else has to follow what you do.
In a way.
You can just say, I only want one input and I'm only giving you one output. That's
okay,
it.
all right. So you can only put one, you can only put F.
Yeah.
I'll display it on the screen. All right, that's I guess not really an operating system, more of just a hardware program, but you know, that's an idea. Okay.
Oh, okay, well I can give you two outputs.
Yeah, 2 out. Okay, great. How
Lowercase
about any
and uppercase outputs.
How about any modern operating system? How about that?
Complicated.
Very
Because
complicated.
too many people expect too many things.
Too many people expect too many things. Yeah, it's Matt, you got this? Want to rewrite it? Let's rewrite Linux tonight, real fast.
Yeah, you're my toaster.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
It needs Bluetooth.
It needs Bluetooth. Oh, thanks. All right. Yeah, so it is actually pretty hard to write. It's considered the most complicated piece of software out there is the operating system. Just not due to just volume and the difficulty of all the different problems it has to solve, and it has to interconnect everything as well. So it becomes really, really difficult. All right, examples. Obviously, Windows and Mac are the two big ones. Debian has a lot of different, Linux has a lot of different flavors. Well, why are there so many different flavors here, and why are they usually considered a different operating system? That's my question. Traffic. So why are there so many flavors here?
Give you what you
Not
want.
everybody likes vanilla.
Okay, good. Yeah, give you what you want, not what you don't. What'd you say?
It's kind of the same thing when he says not everybody likes vanilla.
Never likes vanilla.
Yeah, everybody wants their own thing. He says it gives you what you want. So if I only want to deal with certain things, like I only want to deal with file transfers or something like that, I don't care about any other application.
Okay.
Then I want an operating system that's really fast doing what I want to do.
Oh my gosh.
Traffic.
Yeah.
Wow. I think I need to have like traffic reports so I know whether to wait 5 or 10 minutes.
Then I was in school in Dorchester County. You need to wait an hour.
I mean, I need to just get the update. Okay. All right. Yeah. So different flavor. Well, why doesn't Windows or Mac have different versions? I mean,
they're not open source.
they're not open source. Okay. I mean, you could have different versions of Windows.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, technically they have
They have to pay multiple development teams to keep up with multiple products.
multiple products. Okay. Okay.
Well, Windows and Mac kind of do have.
They do a little. Yeah.
I mean, when you consider they're past, they support different versions for a certain period of time, and then move on.
I think the best way to think of this is each of these have different goals in mind of what they're trying to accomplish. Because Windows is trying to be one general purpose operating system that everyone can go to and use, is what it comes down to. Mac, they have their niche with, I guess, the Mac users trying to make everything friendly and easy. And then Linux took a completely different approach of ground up, putting things together. And that's why you have so many different flavors, is they never had a top end goal of what they wanted. Mac and Windows, you had the high, executives saying, this is what we want, and then they trickled down to make it happen. Linux is, we have all these pieces, let's put it together. Oh, you want this? Okay, we'll make this version. Oh, you want that? Okay, we'll make this version as well. They are considered different operating systems per se, although they are really built or based off of the same collection of software. Anyone heard of the final three? Solaris, BSD, heard?
Well, Solaris.
Solaris, okay, yeah, that's probably one that people have heard. Yeah, BSD is still pretty popular out there. Those two, probably the two popular ones after the big three. Herd is still a kind of an experiment.
But Solaris it started as Linux.
So Solaris, Linux, they all come from Unix.
Or Unix.
Yeah, Unix. So they're a derivative of Unix, which also Mac is now essentially a derivative of Unix as well. So really the only one that's not is Windows. Yeah, even BSD derives from Unix. Okay, so that gave, I guess, a brief overview. All right, we got to go over the syllabus. Let me jump over to the syllabus. All right, just sit tight, we gotta go through it. So I'm Dr. Paul West, H206, there's my phone number. The best way to really reach me is email. Please just email me. Sometimes I don't even see the phone blinking with voicemail. Sorry, just email me. It's gonna be a lot easier to get a hold of me. This semester I'm trying to do an experiment to see if people prefer instant messaging. I've used a program called Slack. Have any of y'all used that before? Yeah. So I am on Slack, csu-cs.slack.com. It's real easy, guys. Just download Slack. You actually don't even have to download the app. You can do it through the web browser if you want to. But go online, make a username, join the Slack channel, and if I can tell who you are, I'll add you to the right channel. Otherwise, tell me who you are so I can figure it out. Textbook, good. Operating systems, 8th edition update. You can use the 9th edition. I'm going to try and run this where I am pulling questions from a book, but I'm going to paste the questions for you because I've had too many issues where different versions have them worded differently.
But you'll be working out of the 8th edition.
I'm working out of the 8th edition, correct.
Right. Okay, cool. Because I couldn't find my 9th edition somewhere.
Yeah, you're fine. I haven't moved out yet. All right, I do a lot of the class material from GitHub. Hopefully y'all are used to this by now, so just send me your GitHub username or right after class. We'll go ahead and add you up. If you're not able to view, send me an email and I'll give you access. This course, due to the material, is going to be a lot of book learning. So a lot of the assignments you are going to paste under Blackboard, not so much under GitHub, although you'll have them available via GitHub. Now the labs, of course, will be done through GitHub, but due to how the work for this course is, it's a lot of book work. All right, course description, talk about the historical perspective, where these come about, why are they so complex, how do we actually interact with computer components, how do we manage processes and threads, how do we do synchronization of different processes and threads, how do we schedule, which is actually a huge deal in operating systems. How do we avoid deadlock, or when there is deadlock, how do we detect it as opposed to just locking up the whole system? No, okay, we're in deadlock, let's kill the system and figure out what's going on. How to manage memory. Hopefully if you're taking computer architecture, you realize that memory is now very complex due to the cache hierarchy. Sorry. Virtual memory as well. That we're going to add that on top of. We only touched base on that in architecture. We're going to go delve more into it. Oh yeah, real quickly, anyone here took applied systems instead of architecture? So you did, a couple of people took applied systems. Well, I mean, you've taken applied systems, I should say. Okay. We'll talk about protection and security. There's a lot of features in the operating system that are built specifically for security, and there's even hardware support. Namely, your CPUs are designed a certain way to support security as well, and we'll go ahead and talk about that. File systems, which is another huge topic. I've had one professor, his first semester of advanced operating systems was just file systems the whole way through. It's a topic you could just go on and on about, how to optimize and security, and so forth and so on. Disk and other storage metrics or managements, and then of course other specialized systems, because if you have a real-time operating system, then you need to take care of things a little differently than a general purpose one like what we use, as well as distributed multimedia. Any questions about these? All right, great. Okay, these are the ABET ones. I have to read these. An ability to apply knowledge of computing and mathematics appropriate to the discipline. All right, great. An ability to analyze the problem and identify and define the computing requirements appropriate to its solution. All right. An ability to design, implement, and evaluate a computer-based system, process, component, and program to meet desired needs. That's what an operating system is really here for. An understanding professional, ethical, legal, security, and social issues and responsibilities. I wonder why they have the word "and" in there twice. But yeah, you'll understand security here, and hopefully we're going to be ethical, right, guys? Okay. Ability to communicate effectively, ability to use current techniques, skills, tools necessary for computing practice. Fortunately, we're pretty much just going to learn about them and probably not use too many of them because it's for operating system, they're almost all advanced concepts. And be able to apply mathematical foundations, algorithmic principles, and computer science theory and the modeling and design of computer-based systems in a way that demonstrates comprehensive of trade-offs involved in design choices. This will be particularly important when we talk about real-time systems and distributed. There's always going to be trade-offs in those systems. Teamwork, I don't expect any teamwork, but if we end up having a class project, I'll let y'all know at that point in time. Attendance and late work, I'm not going to take attendance. Late work policy is just like it's always been. If it's 1 minute late or you turn it in on December 2nd, it's 20% off. I understand life happens, so please, this is just a simple solution to it. On the flip side, don't turn everything in on December 2nd. I'll be sad and you'll be really sad trying to get all that work done. Attendance schedule, we're going to really just plow through the book. I'm going to try and basically add extra information to the book about what's really going on from a practical standpoint. When it comes to operating systems, most of the textbooks out there are very theoretical, which makes sense because there's such a breadth of knowledge out there. So I'm going to try and add at least some practical application to a bunch of this as we move along. But we are going to go through this book pretty thoroughly. So processes, threads, scheduling, process synchronization, and deadlock. This really talks about how do you run your program, how does the operating system run it, what's all the features it needs to take care of. And then of course memory, virtual memory, protection, security, real-time, and multimedia, aka memory. So this is all just one big section on how memory is handled in the operating system. And then we'll finish up with a bunch of the other topics: file system, implementation, storage, file systems. And of course, a specific look at Windows, as well as probably Mac and Linux. All right. Any questions on that? Great. Grading, ethics paper. You gotta do an ethics paper. Just get your ethics paper done. Midterms 15, finals 15. Your book homework is 35%. You're going to have a lot of book work here. Pretty much every one of those parentheses up there is a chapter, and you'll have work from those chapters, homework from those chapters. And then labs, we'll try and do a couple of labs to show you how the scheduler is working and process management as well. Standard grading scale. And then let's see, lastly, student representative. If you're a student representative, just tell me, and we'll take it from there. Academic honesty. Don't cheat. This one, I'm going to ask some really pointed questions at certain points, so it's going to be pretty obvious to me if you're cheating or not. but don't just copy code from Google and paste it. And especially don't copy code from your classmate and paste it. I will be able to tell. You need extra help? Please come talk to me or message me on Slack. You got a question, Matt?
No, I was looking at how long this class is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's
over
long.
2 hours.
Yeah, it's long. It's long. Online students, I understand every once in a while someone needs to take this class online. I don't think we have any this time, which is great. If you have to take this class online, well, I guess we have one online student, but if you have to take this online, please just talk to me as much as, communicate with me what's going on. And in other words, get started early, because you will always have a delay between class and when I finally get the videos up. It's usually I get it done within 24 hours. Sometimes it takes longer. So you have this delay, so you really lose a whole day to try and get your assignments in on time. Weekends, as most Christians, I observe Sabbath on Sunday, so I won't be answering emails then. And on Saturdays is family time, so chances of me answering an email on Saturday are very low. And I mean, let's be honest here, if it's Friday afternoon, chances are I'm going home. So if you need to get, look, I'm just being honest, guys, all right? Just keep this in mind. If you need to get a hold of me and it's Friday afternoon, you send me an email, chances are I'm not going to get to it till Monday morning. That's just unfortunately how it's going to be. So keep that in mind when you have assignments. Most assignments I have due, for this one it'll be Tuesday or Thursday, that midnight, 11:59. So you will have some time when I get back to at least address a couple of things. But make sure you get started early, so if you have a huge roadblock, you can send me an email and I can help you out. I am recording this class, so those should be posted for you to review. And a new policy, I will read this because it's new and they made a huge deal over this during faculty kickoff, is non-discrimination policy and students' right. So Charleston University does not illegally discriminate on the basis of race, color, national or ethnic origin, sex, disability, age, religion, genetic information, veteran or military status, or any other basis. Inquiries regarding the non-discrimination policies should be directed to Letitia R. Adams, Title IX coordinator. So we now have an official Title IX coordinator to handle all these cases. You can contact her here. It's on the syllabus. Obviously, if you think there's a discrimination problem here, please just talk to me first. But if you need to talk to her, it's perfectly fine.
That's when you know the school is growing, when they have to put something like that in.
Yeah. Well, the real problem is we had a NCAA issue, and then the NCAA they're buckling down, making sure we're doing everything, dotting our I's, crossing our T's. So they said, okay, we better get a Title IX coordinator in here. We've always had one, but it's been a temporary one. He's done a decent job, but it's really not his thing. So he was more than happy to actually have someone set to do Title IX and non-discrimination here. So he's pretty happy about that. And we got to talk to her, and she's actually a pretty nice lady, Letitia.
I like the way they put illegally. So if we can legally discriminate, we will. But hey,
right.
if we can make it in our favor.
It becomes a word game, right?
Yeah.
Because all discrimination means is you're just discerning between one or another. But obviously it has a different meaning nowadays. So, but yeah. Anyways, yeah, I did like that illegally. That was good. Well put. Anyways, if you have any problems, come talk to me, and we'll take it from there. Add drop. Oh, I didn't update this. Okay, so add drop.
Got a long time.
We got plenty. Okay, I think it's August. Is it 25th or 22nd? I can't remember.
25th is this Friday.
Friday. It's this week. I know it's this week. So it's probably 25th, and then you probably have until about sometime in October to withdraw with the W. And then I think withdrawal passing or failing is in November, so you have a long time for that.
They got rid of it.
They did officially get rid of it? Okay, so you can no longer withdraw passing or failing. And then the course final will be determined once I see that date. I don't think I've seen that posted yet, so I'll update it then. Any questions about the syllabus? Great. Syllabus. Okay. Again, just make sure everyone's aware this is a breadth course. You're going to learn a lot of different things, or a lot of different concepts of operating systems. Unfortunately, we do not have time to delve deep into every single one of them. I will probably choose a couple that I believe are very important, and we'll delve a little deeper into them. but do realize you're just going to be learning a whole grab bag of different concepts in operating systems. There's going to be a lot of book learning here because it's a breadth course, but we will have some labs. All right, here's the general picture. I need to update this because now algorithms depends on architecture. But anyways, you're taking operating systems, which means you're at the end of this train, which is good. So hopefully most of y'all are juniors or seniors. Actually, is everyone here junior or senior? How many of y'all are juniors? Just one junior. Okay, cool. So yeah, congratulations on making it this far. Don't mess up now. And then tools. Lastly, hopefully you realized I'm a Linux person. One thing I found out recently is Mac or Windows. Actually, I didn't find out. Recently, Windows or Microsoft has created a bash on Ubuntu on Windows subsystem. And with the creators update, it actually gives you Ubuntu 16.04. And this is actually a really nice tool for doing a lot of different Unix commands. I've actually played with it, and everything in data structures can be done through this tool. And actually, if you install xming-g, you can even run Linux GUI applications on top of Windows. So I've been pushing that for the network this time. We're going to see if it works out. The reason I mention that is probably a lot of these labs are going to be in Linux. A lot of the open source stuff is in Linux, the kernel. So I highly recommend you either virtualize Linux yourself, dual boot it, or go ahead and install bash for Windows so you can have your bash environment up and running. Make sure when you do it, before you install bash, you have the creators update 1703. If you do not have the creators update, you will get the old version of Ubuntu, which will not have the necessary tools to complete this course. Looks like I will go through installing bash for Windows, but probably not right now, but we'll get to it. Unless you want to watch it. You ready for this, Matt?
YouTube.
YouTube?
For
YouTube.
Windows 10, so we need to get the creators update for Windows 10.
Correct. Windows 10,
17.
creators update. You're going to do, if you run Windows key R and then you run the program WinVer, it'll tell you what version you are running. Git. Everyone used to Git by now? Everyone's been using Git? No, not at all. Wait, actually, yeah, you may have never used Git.
No, I did. The summer class.
Oh, the summer class. That's right. You did use it for the summer. All right, so you're used to this. Open source, it's free. It's the tool I've pretty much been using for a while. A lot of people use it. So you know about the Golden 5. All right, if you haven't done so already, create your GitHub account and then email me. Actually, since y'all are on GitHub, we'll go ahead and take care of this now. I'll just log on. We'll get everyone on GitHub so we won't have any problems later on. So let me go ahead and